Hi everyone, I am Dr. Venkata. You can call me Ven if you want. Mr. Ravi Shankar is from India. I am from USA. So we today want to discuss about human nature, which Ravi Shankar has some doubts. So Mr. Ravi Shankar, you're talking about some human nature and women, man, other details like thing. So we can discuss now and we can publish this in YouTube so that people can understand, people can talk about it. So I have a PhD in physics and I did my PhD in USA, and I have a lot of experience in the field of social interaction with people and religion, etc. So Mr. Ravi Shankar is also a person who's a retired person who is having a lot of experience in his life. Fortunately, we both are from the same university in India, but in different timings. That's it. So his background is an engineer, and he worked in a very good service-oriented engineering industry. So now we are going to discuss this particular about women, man, etc., which Mr. Ravi Shankar will be asking me questions. If I can reply, if I have the answer, I will reply.
Done.
Okay, Ravi Shankar garu,
Done.
welcome to the
Yes.
show.
Thanks for introduction, Dr. Venkat.
Yeah.
So, yeah, my basic, question was, how do you, I mean, in this particular world,
Hmm.
what are the two genders normally which we encounter throughout the entire animal population, not just confined to human beings?
Yeah, animal. We see human is a special animal. People say it.
Correct, correct,
So,
correct.
so in such case, we have three genders basically.
Okay,
One is a male, one is female, and the other is neuter.
okay.
Three genders we have.
Yeah, so fine. That's the definition. The categorization is quite okay,
Hmm.
but how do you define? Like, for example, if you say he's a man, woman, or neutral, for example, if you say you are wearing a red shirt,
Hmm.
I'm wearing a white shirt,
Hmm.
you can define it with respect to some kind of a frequency. We can segregate and talk.
Yes.
So, in this particular case, how do you distinguish scientifically that this A is so and so gender, B is so and so gender, and C is neutral,
Yeah,
or whatever is the sequence, doesn't matter.
that's correct. So we'll talk about first of all a masculine gender, like words,
Fine.
like man is a masculine gender. So
Okay.
how do you define a man, first of all, let's say, or male
Fine.
in general, if you talk about animal kingdom?
Yeah.
Okay, but I will talk about human kingdom first of all, so
Okay.
that
Fine. I understand. Yes.
so because whatever I talk, animals can't understand, or whatever animals can talk, I cannot understand. So therefore, I am limited to humans. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You mean to say people who all can't understand this are now animals?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying that when I talk to an animal, when it is intimate to
It
me,
can.
like for
Yeah.
example, my pet dog or my
Yeah.
pet cat, when I'm
Yeah.
giving some signs regularly, daily basis, then they will be able to understand those instructions.
Comprehend it. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So similarly, when it makes some noise, then when it either shouts or in a particular way, I'll understand there is danger or there is some intimate person is coming to my home or something like that. I
Yeah.
can understand it. So
So,
those are the signs given by the animals. So which we
alarm
understand.
bells.
But in general, this discussion is above the animal level. So it's
Correct.
humans with brains. So when we're
Correct.
discussing that, we have to be very clear.
And
So
specific.
yeah, specific. So in my view, these all are my views. So first of all, a male. Let's talk about a male, which we call.
Pieces.
So yeah, so a male is. Let's talk about a man. A man, he he's called as a man who can donate sperm for pregnancy in a woman.
Okay.
So therefore, to do that, he requires his sex organs for that particular reason.
Okay.
So therefore, he's called as a man. Now
Fine.
the question comes: if he cannot donate a sperm, is he
Okay.
not called a man?
Mhm.
Uh, Answer is if he can donate, but the sperm does not work, still he is called as a man.
Okay.
But he is incapable of giving the sperm at all, the
Okay.
semen, then he is not called as a man biologically.
Okay.
Even though he has the sex organ of a man, biologically it is not the term.
Okay.
So if you want to call biologically, then
Mhm.
it has to be a man who can donate the sperm. Now, why do I call donate is the question.
Yeah.
Yes, that the reason is he, when we say he here, so the person, the man, is giving something from his body which is useful to others. So which the other person do not have.
Okay.
So the other persons do not have it. So whoever is the person and they
Okay.
want it, they cannot produce themselves that particular sperm. So
Okay.
such persons who are receiving it uh, and who's giving this, the giving is called as a donor.
Okay.
Definitely, whether it is his wife or some other person,
I
it
know.
is
Understand. Yeah.
called as a donor. So, who can donate semen and produce sperm for the purpose of pregnancy is called a man in biological terms.
Okay.
And in physical terms, if that person has the male sex organ, which works as a male sex organ, then
Okay.
he is called as a man, undoubtedly. These are
Fine.
the general definitions.
Yeah. So you mean to basically say, in a broader terms, it may not be, in some cases, it might fail. You are basically saying that whoever is having a male organ and is able to donate a reproductive part of his body to another body, which is called female in the general terminology, that would be that lady or that woman would like to take this to for a reproduction
Hmm.
for further, progressing the the human race.
Yes. Yes.
So that is how it is. System is designed by whoever it is designed. Whether you call him God, zero. I mean, scientifically, whatever name you want to give, but
Hmm.
this is what is actually happening.
Yes. That is how a man is defined.
Okay, sir.
Now,
Understand.
a man may be a person who do not want to participate in reproduction
Yeah.
and he wants to remain a celibate.
Okay.
So then also he's called a man because he has
Mhm.
capacity to do so.
Okay.
But a person who has no capacity to do so
Okay.
cannot be called as a man biologically, even though he has the organs for
Organs.
them. Mm. So
Okay.
therefore, under the circumstances, that person is called neuter.
Okay.
So otherwise,
So you are define. I mean, as I understand, you are defining a particular male, what we call as a male member in the society. If he has got an organ which is useful for reproducing, basically by for donating,
hmm,
basically for donating, he
donating the
will be called,
sperm.
yeah, to donate the part of his body for a reproductive purpose to
Hmm,
another body.
hmm.
The other body which accept would be actually called a lady or a woman now.
Now we are still not still defining that part. We are
Okay,
defining
okay,
only
fine. So
man's
this
part.
gentleman, yeah, this
Ah,
male,
yeah.
but another angle for this is when he has got all the requirements physically for getting the reproduction done,
Hmm.
but he doesn't have the ability to part his particular part of his body for reproduction. He is called neutral.
In the sense like this, if a person is having the capacity to give semen, but
Yeah,
it may not yield a pregnancy,
child.
still
Yeah.
he is called as a man.
Okay. Okay.
But he's incapable of producing semen
Okay.
for the
Which is
purpose of
useful.
pregnancy.
for useful purpose.
a useful purpose, then he is called impotent
Okay,
and he is neuter.
okay, okay.
So, in the sense of biological terms.
I understand. That is
Yeah.
with
But
respect to
in
propagation.
society, if he is looking anyone like a man, like how we appear,
Okay,
who has got all the features of a man,
okay,
except the
okay.
sexual organ which cannot be seen, which is hidden,
Yeah,
still he can be called as a man,
okay,
provided that person does not want to be recognized as a man.
okay,
Yeah.
okay. So this is how basically we can define broadly the terminology of a male in the society.
So then the question comes, Mr.
Yeah,
Ravishankar, that what about a born baby?
yeah,
How do you define, is it a male or female is the question.
yeah,
So it is called as a male, the born baby is called as a male if he has the same organs as a man.
yeah. At the birth, at birth,
So there's still the child may not be in a position to
donate.
give pregnancy to any other person, but still
Correct.
he is called as a male.
True.
Uh, whether he can produce semen or not in future when he is grown up, that's a different story. That's where
Correct.
you'll be called as a man or neuter there. But at
Correct.
present, you have to call that child as male,
A boy, as a boy child.
as a male first. Then
Yeah.
as the child grows, it's called as a boy. So,
Yes.
so then the boy grows into a gentleman.
Correct.
So these are the things. So as long as now the question comes, if a boy is growing, he's up to 19 years, 20 years, and then you're calling him still a boy, whereas can't you call him as a man? We'll call him
Yeah.
as a man, no doubt about it. But
Correct.
that particular man nature comes into picture only when he is married and gives birth to children, or not giving birth to children, or he remains a celibate throughout his life or some part of his life, still he is called as a man. He is recognized. He can define himself as a man. I am a man,
Yeah.
no doubt about it. So up to teenage, 19, we still be calling them as boys.
Okay.
So after teen, when he enters 20s, that time we will be calling as gentleman, man, whatever it is.
Man.
Mhm. Yeah.
It's a good definition.
Mhm.
So this male part is now I think we have more or less discussed.
Mhm.
I mean, personally, I mean, but yeah, another doubt, not a doubt, a technical point I would like to bring forward here
Mm.
is when you make a genetic study of
Mm.
any human body,
Mm.
when there are X and Y chromosomes, they are considered as a male member.
Mm.
And if you got double X and X chromosomes, they are now branded as, up till now, as I know, they're branded as women.
Mm.
So that also would play a great role in defining, scientifically whether he or she, however you want to call, a
Mhm.
man or a woman. Is it not correct?
It can be biologically, it can be correct, but we are not talking about that. We are talking about the appearance after the human is
Okay,
born.
okay, okay.
So before that,
Without any testing, how to identify? That's what we are discussing.
yes, that's it.
Fine.
In
I
the
mean,
wake of,
further,
because you told me about today's world.
yeah,
At
exactly.
the beginning, you told me that,
Yeah, yeah,
in today's world, how do you define? So this is what
correct.
I'm, yeah,
Current conditions.
current condition.
Yeah, but current conditions also, don't you think it would, what to call, facilitate to identify a person
Hmm.
as a male or a female based on the genetic study of the particular chromosomes? Don't you think it is
Yeah,
also a right way to do it?
yeah, but when you're
And
when
more irrefutable evidence. You cannot
yeah,
question on.
that's if a person wants it.
Yeah,
A person wants it, he can do that. But in appearance, when you're writing in any application form or anything
yeah, yeah.
for a job application or something like
Identification.
that, you want to write down, whether a man or a woman, you can write down, correct? So there,
Correct.
what you tick is that one. So
Correct.
you see, a person doesn't know whether is capable of reproducing, useful for
I know.
reproduction or not, until he is in that situation.
Correct.
So till that time, as we discussed, if he has a male organ structure, yes, definitely you have to call him a man.
Man.
Yes, that's for sure. So
Okay.
basically, it's a structure of human body
Yeah.
which gives the result.
Which,
So
yeah,
that's what
decides,
we are
which
taught in.
decides.
That is how we
Correct.
define about. Okay,
Okay.
but
Okay.
a man is a man only when he is capable of producing reproduction. Otherwise, he is called neuter.
Okay.
So that is even he is not the only neuter when he is unable to even produce sperm.
Okay.
Okay. So, and also, a man who doesn't produce, who wants to be a celibate, who doesn't want to give semen, he's also called a man, not a neuter,
Okay.
as long
Yeah.
as he wants to be recognized like that.
Okay. In this case, a point would crop up.
Hmm.
Suppose there is a person A,
Hmm.
and physically we have identified him with the discussion what we have as a male member of the society.
Mhm.
And when the age comes after his teens, he is ready for donating his sperm for a reproduction purpose.
Mhm.
But he decides to become a saint or somebody like a monk. So he doesn't want to, he would like to go into celibacy and not donate.
Mhm.
So how do we now accept that physical part of it? How do we now decide whether he is neuter or a male member? Because unless he donates, we will not know whether he can reproduce or not.
Yeah. Hmm.
So how do I now define that particular person?
Is the person, it is the person who wants to decide himself as a male or a female. So
Yeah,
that is, as I said to you, the structure of the body is first thing.
correct. He's a male. He's a male right now.
So therefore, he should be called as a male. See,
Okay,
only see where the person is incapable of even, doing sex with another partner, with
correct.
this one, and he could not produce semen, that is called as a neuter.
Yeah, but suppose assume that I am a man
Hmm.
and I am in that condition, neutral condition.
Hmm.
But I would say I don't want to marry and I don't want to reproduce. I would like to become a celibate.
Hmm.
So how does the society know whether it is genuinely I am celibating or
Hmm.
I am a neuter and putting a facade saying that I am a male member
We
and I am
have to
celibate.
we have to respect it.
So it could be a false statement.
But still, if he wants to be recognized as a man, we have to
Okay,
respect it.
okay,
Therefore, I told biologically how it is a man.
correct, correct.
The appearance, if he thinks that I am a man, respect
Mhm.
it.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't know whether I'm sidestepping from this discussion, but there are conditions where people would like to call themselves is a non-male member of the society,
Hmm. Yeah,
and they say they are
that's what we
celebrating.
call is neuter.
Okay,
He can be recognized as neuter.
okay, okay.
We
Fantastic,
have
fantastic.
we have in the world everywhere, in every society, in every culture, we have neuters.
Okay, okay. So that is part of the world which we cannot escape from.
Yes.
Fine. Now, having come to this point, then more or less we have discussed about the male and that particular part.
Hmm.
Shall we touch upon the angle of the woman, whether how
Yeah.
to define a woman or
Yes.
whatever?
We can, sir. We can. So what's
Yeah.
your
So,
question? Hmm.
so I would like to take your views on that. As you expressed a view regarding a male member, so similarly for a woman or what we consider as a woman in the society, how do you define it? How do you define that particular person?
I will, as I talked about man, similarly, woman who is
Mhm.
capable of giving birth to a child is a woman.
Mm. Okay.
So, and it's a and the sexual organs useful for producing children are
Child.
the reason for being called as a female.
Okay.
So, if that female as grows up and gives birth to a child, then they're called as women. And without giving birth to a child, can't you call them as women? We can still call them as women because they're capable of giving birth to a child.
Okay.
So some women cannot give birth to a child because of
Mm.
some reasons. Those are
Yeah.
called deficiencies. That's it.
Okay.
But they have the sexual organs which can produce a child. So therefore, deficiencies, for example, let me explain to you. What is this called as in your language and in English?
We call them eyes.
Eyes. What do the eyes do?
They facilitate in seeing the world,
Yes,
getting the information from the world.
exactly. So who will see the world? Does the person, the mind sees the world or the eyes?
I mean, it is processed in the brain. So ultimately, the brain would recognize it as a particular object, whatever.
Yes, yes. So eye is only a medium.
True. It's
Similarly,
binoculars.
sexual organ is a medium for
Correct.
reproduction.
Correct.
So therefore, this eye we call it as eye. Sometimes people are blind.
Correct.
So then, do you mean they don't have eyes? Is the question.
Correct.
We'll say they have eyes, but it's blind eye. It cannot see.
Process
Yeah, so they have the organ, but they cannot use that organ.
effectively.
So the persons who do not use it or cannot use it is different.
Correct.
So, for example, a person is sleeping, then he does not use that eye.
Correct.
So, that time you cannot call he is blind
Yeah.
because he is capable of seeing it through.
Correct.
So, similarly, a woman or a man who are capable of doing things. So, a
Mm-hmm.
woman who accepts the semen and uses that one for reproduction purpose is called as a woman.
Okay.
Or she has that organ, but she doesn't want to use it for reproduction. She's called a female.
Okay.
So biologically, I'm talking about.
Understand.
So therefore, female. But if you see, for example, you give me examples of women in physical world. My mother is a woman. Your mother is a woman. The entire world who have existed previously were by because of the women.
Very correct. Very correct.
Today, the entire world which is existing is because of women.
Correct.
And tomorrow or in the future, that also because of women.
Correct.
So whoever is capable of doing reproduction, they can be addressed as women. And female is because of the genitals produced,
Structure.
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 Yeah, bodily, how they are. So that is female and male, we call it. Otherwise, neuter, we call it.
So the women also they got neuters. That's
Yes,
what you would say. Okay.
yes.
Fine.
Even in female, they become neuter sometimes.
Okay.
That's possible.
Okay.
Yeah. So a woman who is having the capacity to produce children, but because of her age or because of her inherent incapabilities, cannot produce a child, still she is called as a woman because she can bear a child.
Okay. The facility is there.
Yes, sir?
The facility is there for reproduction.
Yes, exactly. Otherwise, we don't call. See, for example, I will support my definition when you go back to 100, 200 years, or today also, even today, language, how it is used. If there's a warship or a ship in general, how do you address the warship? Is she is coming, we will say.
Correct.
Do you know this?
Correct.
Yes, because it has persons inside. So
Okay.
therefore, yes, yes, sir. But it's never
Okay.
addressed as a male. He is
Correct.
coming, nobody says. Or it is coming. They say she is coming. And
same thing for the
yes,
countries also. For the
yes,
countries
countries
also,
also.
it's different.
Yes,
Yes.
it's so people
Or
should
she
understand that point very clearly. How the definitions come out. So
emanated. Yes.
without the womb, without having a womb, a woman is not a woman. Okay, and she doesn't want to reproduce. She wants to use it only for entertainment her body, that is to get pleasure for her body, is different. So therefore, we have to think on that lines. So that is how we have to go on the lines. If
Okay.
if similar to boy and a child, similarly in female also, a girl, a child girl, and so
Yeah.
on, and a lady, then a woman, like that we can talk about. So
Correct.
see, we have, in general, this is how. And those persons who are biologically having this women structure,
Yeah.
bodily structure, but they don't define themselves as women, it's fine with them.
Mhm.
They can do what they want. But
Okay.
this is what is the purpose of human nature. So even those persons who speak that no, you cannot define a woman based on sex. Before, sexist, they call it a sexist. You are a sexist, they call.
Okay.
So those persons are not able to understand what is the purpose of an eye. Eye is
Okay.
to see. It's an organ.
Correct. Correct.
So if you don't see through the eye, then what is the purpose of the eye? Ears, you hear sound from that. So you analyze the sounds and then understand what it is. So purpose of ears are that.
Correct.
Similarly, nose, we breathe air, we smell air. Similarly, mouth, we taste, then we drink, we eat, then we speak.
Speak.
All these
Yes.
things we do.
Correct.
Skin, touch. So therefore, you cannot say, now I don't want to call an eye as an eye, but I want to call it as a ear. There's no meaning. There's a name given to it, and everybody has to go in a single line, and that's so to understand each other.
Correct.
For
Correct.
example, let's say in
Communication.
India, now at present, how do you measure speed, sir? Units?
Kilometers per hour.
Per hour, correct? Kilometers per hour. But in
Yes.
the USA, we miles per hour.
Correct.
So if we both are talking, if I say I'm moving at 50, then you will consider it as 50 kilometers per hour.
Exactly.
Whereas I'm telling about 50 miles per hour.
Correct.
So therefore, in order to understand each other,
Common platform. Common
common,
platform is required.
yes.
Yes. Yes.
So therefore, you be very clear. Don't call the person who's telling a woman who's giving birth as sexist. That's very wrong. You are born with like that. You're born from a woman.
Correct. Correct.
And you cannot call your mother sexiest.
Correct.
It
Or your
becomes
father for
stupidity.
that matter.
Ah,
Or your father for that matter.
that matter. It becomes stupidity.
Correct.
We have the capacity, eye has the capacity to see. Similarly, human organs have capacity to do something.
Specific for that.
Exactly. And you
Yes.
don't use that one for that purpose, it is your business.
Correct.
That doesn't have any right.
On others.
So how do you eat food? We eat through your mouth. No, no, I
Yes.
want to eat through something else. That's your headache. But you can't demand that one.
It
You have
is.
to recognize me.
It is not headache, something is some ache. Because mouth is in the head. If they want it away, some other ache that is.
That's it. So people should understand this
Yeah.
particular generation, they're not understanding the language, how the
Concepts.
language
Concepts
evolved.
also. Yes.
Very important. So you don't have the language, you don't have anything. You're an animal.
I was about to say the same thing. So progressively, as we are supposed to be progressing, probably we are regressing.
I don't know how to tell the terminology, but it is so sad that they're
Yeah.
destroying the world.
Correct.
For your physical pleasure, you're destroying the world.
Correct.
Whereas, see, you're given a certain thing. See, for example, with the eye, I'm seeing something. But if I keep seeing, my eyes may get affected.
Very
Like,
true.
I keep watching TV or movies or something. My eyes may get,
Red and
complicated.
watery. Yeah,
Yeah.
red and
So
watery. Yes.
similarly, ears. I keep loud sound, I keep hearing music. Then at time, my eardrums might burst off.
Yeah.
Similarly, I
Correct.
keep shouting, doing something, my vocal cord might
Throat goes
spoil.
away.
So
Correct.
all these things are possible. Similarly, a physical organ in the body is for some purpose. And if you are part of this world and you are a human, be a human. Use it for proper purpose.
The designed purpose.
Yes, use it. Don't try to feed your food through your eye or nose or ears.
Yes,
The
yeah.
mouth for that. So utilize that. And some people say in hospital bed, when you're in hospital, then people give you glucose through
Yeah,
needles.
yeah.
Yes, but doesn't have any taste for that. It doesn't have anything. There is no pleasure in that. When we see something, we get pleasure. When we eat something, we get pleasure. Similarly, during reproduction, you get pleasure. So nature has
I just,
given.
yeah, the point here about the eating, I just wanted to make a mention, which I really recently heard. I know about it, but I heard it again. When somebody is not able to eat normally, for some time they put a pipe and they put the food into the stomach to
Yes,
just to keep the body alive. That's all.
yes, yes,
But it seems unless you actually take yourself, the body will not respond properly, and have the energy levels and all those things properly. That's what I recently heard.
yes, sir.
Though
That's right.
the food is the same thing, the same protein, same fat, that satisfaction, as you rightly mentioned, unless that comes to the mind, the food doesn't get absorbed properly into the system.
Yes,
That's what somebody told me.
that's correct. The
So that's
taste
exactly what
buds are for
telling.
that purpose.
Exactly.
Otherwise, why
Yeah,
would
yeah.
there be taste buds?
Correct. It could have been some iron piece.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you require to get pleasure and then do
Mhm.
something.
Correct.
So similarly, the body organs, hands are there. If you say that I don't want to do work with my hands, I want to work with my
Mm.
legs. Do what you want.
Yeah, but
So
don't generalize.
yes, exactly.
Don't
See,
generalize.
see, for example, in Navy, there is in generally in Navy there is a saying,
Okay.
when there is an emergency, people say all decks on the hand, all
Okay.
hands on the deck.
Okay.
All hands on the deck means what is the meaning? Everybody must work. See,
Okay.
all
Okay.
there is no exception in that.
Yeah.
All hands on the deck means go and put your hands on the deck. That's not the meaning of that.
Supposed to physically work.
Exactly. So if you remember in India, in the theater, there will be in the booking counter, there will be one
Yeah.
board, one ticket per head.
Head. Yes.
Per,
Correct.
per head means per person. That's the meaning of that.
Person.
So
Correct.
you don't
It's a
understand the
euphemism.
language, you don't get that language, then where are you? How are you? Don't spoil what is there. If you want to define yourself something else, define. But you cannot intimidate
Or attribute.
the reproduction system of the human body.
Yeah. So, I mean, just as a side note, would you think this kind of a differentiation is coming because of lack of proper education? That also could have been a reason for this.
It is because they are basically atheists.
Okay.
They are basically atheists.
Okay.
They have no purpose in this world except behaving like an animal.
Okay. Okay.
Their just purpose is animalism.
Okay.
They don't have this knowledge in the brain.
Okay. Okay.
They don't want it.
Okay.
When you see, when you're angry, when you're severely angry, then
Mm-hmm.
you lose your senses.
Correct.
Same thing is
Ability is to
exactly.
think coherently. Yes.
Exactly. So that's the
Okay.
same thing happening with these particular persons who do not know what it is. They
Mm.
lost their senses.
Okay.
So if they're taking now drugs, drugs is
Okay.
a big issue, but some governments are allowing drugs as a, what do you call it, legally allowing them. But
Okay.
drug is something which is causing the brain to get, not understand things well.
Yeah. Diminish its ability to
Yeah,
think on all kind of things.
exactly. Yeah, that's right. So,
Yes.
like, when you take too much alcohol, what happens? You
Yeah.
not be able to do things properly with your hands, legs, and brain. You
Yeah.
cannot
Yeah.
think. Same thing with the drugs. So, why they are allowing legally is for medicinal purpose they are allowing. But
Okay.
that is taking a wrong direction.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So we have to understand that this, see, why do you control something? Because it's not good for you. Biologically, it's not good for you,
Very correct.
otherwise it's not good for you. And you're abbreviated, what do you call it as some word? So
Mhm.
therefore, that's not correct. We require to have senses present.
Yes. Yes.
You're driving on the road and you're saying you're going on the right side of the road. In India, they go on the left side of the road.
Correct.
Now, if you say that I come from India, so I will drive on the left, there's no meaning for that.
That's not sanity.
Exactly. We got to follow rules what are there for that country, that instant.
Geography.
Yes,
Yes.
we have to respect that rules,
Exactly. Respect
law,
it.
everything.
Correct. Correct.
You don't respect, that means you're bringing chaos in the society.
Yes. It's good. Very good. I mean,
Yeah.
it's a very nice discussion, sir.
Yeah, we are not
Honestly.
here to make people understand what it is, but think
Mhm.
very properly. As each organ of the body is used for some purpose, the
Specific purpose.
organs and they carry the information to the brain.
Correct.
Similarly, the sexual organ is also an organ which is used to send information to the brain as a pleasure.
Correct.
So when I'm eating something which I taste it and I feel pleasure, so therefore that's taste buds. Smell,
Okay.
that also, smell
Yeah.
bud.
Correct. Yes.
Eyes are looking into something. Oh, what a beautiful view. That's
Correct.
giving me pleasure. When I'm
Yeah.
hearing music, I hear, wow, what a song, what a music.
Correct.
So I
Correct.
feel like that. So that feel is giving me pleasure. So these organs are just simply transferring data to the brain.
Correct.
The brain is the one which is processing. So whether
Correct.
I feel a man or a woman is the brain, not the organs of the body.
Yeah.
But the organs have some purpose that you have to respect that purpose.
Yeah.
So we are talking about respecting that purpose as a man, women,
Yes.
neuter, etc.
I know. I know. So these are all the facilitating parts of a body which are meant for a particular work. We have to take work out of it like that only.
Exactly. Exactly. So I have eyes and I say that, no, no, I want to listen from this. I'm feeling to listen from my eyes.
Yeah.
That's what can you say about that person's?
I know. I know.
Correct. So you have to, when you, that means the brain is not in correct thinking.
Not
So
in tune to reality.
exactly, you have to tune to the nature. You
Correct.
think about the nature, then feel it. Then you will get your body organs very properly. That is,
Correct.
even though you have a female organ and you feel like you're a man, that feeling will be clear in your mind when you think about the nature, how it is. Now, there is some example these people give. What is that? They kept two male dogs or some animals inside a
Okay.
bone for a long
Okay.
time.
Okay.
So then the dogs are trying to do intercourse with each other.
Okay.
So they say that, see, the dogs have that nature. Male has a nature to do like that. So that is
Okay.
wrong. That, see, under constrained conditions and something, you're provoking something like, yes,
Extraneous conditions. Yeah.
exactly. As you said previously, when a person is
Oh,
not able to chew and eat, they put
pipe.
a pipe inside and leave the food. That's for
Yeah.
survival purpose.
Exactly. To make him live.
Yes, but
Yes.
this is not, the pleasure is not surviving purpose.
Correct.
We have to understand. Pleasure is one thing which the organs are providing to you. Take them as they give
A
it.
small bit of the entire process.
Yes, exactly. You're right. So that point they're not understanding. They don't understand that because they're in youth. You see, all these people are talking like this are
Mm-hmm.
between some 15 or 10 and 30, 35, like that.
Okay. In that age
When they
group.
start getting into the real life, they'll start
Yeah.
realizing
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
they're spoiling themselves to the core.
Yeah. And beyond redemption.
Yes, they shouldn't
And
do
beyond
that. They
redemption.
shouldn't do.
Yes. I agree.
Proper
I agree.
education is the only thing, Mr. Ravish,
Exactly. Exactly. Yes.
will
Yes.
give them. So that proper education nowadays in the universities, American universities and schools, they're not giving it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the problem. That's why
Lacking.
That's why
Lacking.
the President Trump, who has elected president, he's saying
Mm-hmm.
educational
Mm-hmm.
department is doing something wrong. They're putting
Mm-hmm.
teachers who are telling to a child, in
Hmm.
your body, you don't have, you are, even though you're female, actually you're a male. So
Oh,
you have to be operated and you have to be
oh,
changed.
oh, oh,
So
oh, oh.
the dirty things they are doing for their monetary benefits and
Yeah.
their unethical practices.
And so-called scientific purpose.
There is no science in that. The point
No,
is that,
they think,
yes, they
they think
want to
scientific
impress
purpose.
the
Exactly.
pharmacies and the doctors, both of them.
Yes.
Not
Colluding.
everybody, not every
I,
pharmacy, but
yeah,
whoever is doing this one, they are doing a very big harm to the human society.
correct.
See, for
Yes, yes.
example, um, there is a boy,
Mm-hmm.
or girl, and we both are present, and
Mm-hmm.
I keep giving that boy a chocolate or something which he likes, and you keep
Okay.
holding him. Don't do that.
Okay.
Don't do this. Do this. Do that. Then, to whom the child will like? Child will like me
Yeah, correct.
because I'm always favoring.
Correct.
So the persons who are talking like this were grown up in that atmosphere where the teacher or the colleague or the some other person encouraged them like that.
Okay.
You have to oppose this, yes, that. Recently, some Christian missionary people, I believe so, maybe normal persons, four
Okay.
or five male members, men,
Okay.
stood on the road on a campus and kept some
Okay.
banner showing that,
Mm-hmm.
abortion is sin, something like that they kept. And a
Okay.
female student from the campus came and she
Mm-hmm.
removed her upper waist and nakedly
Mm-hmm.
she exposed her breast and she started
Mm-hmm.
shouting, it's
Okay.
my body, my waist, get out from here. And she brought some black paint and started applying on the banner, something like that. Then they called the police and the police came, took her.
No, no, it's fine. But the doubt is if she's shouting my body, my whatever
Hmm.
statement you made,
Hmm.
wait, these people are not specifically telling anything against that particular lady, is it not? Or lady or whatever she wants to call
She's
herself.
telling, get out of my campus.
Okay.
Okay, it is
Now that
not
is
her
a
campus. She is just studying there. You cannot take it out
strange.
of my campus.
Yeah, yeah,
It's not
okay.
your property there.
True,
Yes,
true.
if in your
University.
property somebody enters, you can tell.
Yeah.
But it's a public place. So they're
Oh,
standing on the, what do you call it, footpath or walkway, whatever you call it. So there they're
okay.
standing and they're just putting that sign banner.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so don't do sin. It's a sin to do, get abortion or something like that. They kept it. See,
Okay.
as everybody is having voice, they're also having voice. What's wrong
Yeah,
with you?
yeah, yeah.
So that lady she removed her upper waist and naked body she's showing, and then and she's coming and falling on them and telling not to touch me.
Oh,
It's so wrong.
okay.
You
Oh,
are falling
okay.
on them and telling them don't touch me.
Oh, oh. She
You,
can touch them.
you come and hit them, remove their banner, you paint their banner, and
Yeah,
you're doing all atrocities, and you say don't touch me.
it's so
That
strange.
youngster is hardly, I think she's 19, 20 years, maybe 18, maybe 17, I don't know. But the
Mhm.
youngster, the girl is, I felt so sad. Why she has to remove her upper waist and then come and do that? Why she has to do to show her breast and everything outside and then do that? You need not to. You can always tell abortion. I want it. It's my body. I'll take care of it. You can put a
Yeah,
banner opposite to
yeah,
it.
exactly, exactly. Counter banner. Put a
Yeah.
counter banner there.
Yes, in the court, the system is going on. Already people are discussing and the governments are discussing what to do, what not to do. You
Mhm.
see, the government has, your elected member is there who is talking about it. You have a right to oppose it, no problem. But you don't have a right to fall on people, show indecency. Now, if I say it's indecent, why I can remove this, I can move outside. Why you can remove and you move? Can't I move it? See, this discussion is endless.
Yeah, if that would mean, that would also take logically, if you go step by step back, that means even we are supposed to remove entire our attires and go into society like that.
No, she's
Is it
telling
allowed?
go. See, those such persons tell
Correct.
go.
Correct. Let us
Go.
assume that yeah,
Yeah.
correct.
So then,
I
then
agree
what
with that.
happens is you're learning in a classroom, nakedly sitting, learning things, and I want to urinate. I urinate on you.
Yeah. No, it's becoming a jungle, like a
Yes.
jungle it is becoming.
Yeah. They'll say, what's wrong if I urinate? What's wrong if I say keep saying I urinate in the classroom? I shit in the classroom. What's wrong?
nothing wrong.
That's
Very
finished.
true.
That
Then
what
why are we training our pets to do something in a particular place?
exactly, Ravi Shankar, sir, you said very nicely. Why are we training the pets to do something?
Correct.
Why don't you
In a
allow them
particular
to make
place.
food? Yes, yes,
Yeah, it can come into our kitchen and you do whatever it wants to do.
yes, do it. That's
They are
it.
called toilet trained pets. We specifically tell them.
Exactly. So we
Yeah,
have humans are having an honor that we are not animals.
correct,
We don't do as animals do.
correct,
Correct? So,
correct.
so what happens otherwise? Tomorrow you will start doing sex on the road, intercourse on the road. A male and female found each other, then on the road they start doing it. There's no, there's no honor in that.
Ethics, yeah.
There's no ethics,
Morality, yeah.
no morality, no human nature in that. Humans use their brain.
Yeah, correct, correct. We are distinguished because of the utility of the brain.
Exactly. You don't do that, then it's wrong. So you're thinking that it's my freedom. Yes,
Mm,
your
mm,
freedom
mm.
should be limited to you, not to encroach into the society, not spoil the society. Yes, I feel that my children are spoiled because of your dirty behavior there.
Yeah.
So therefore, I want that we should have some rules. So if they feel something, we feel something, we all sit together and decide some norms. That is what is called law.
That is what is called societal norms.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
So you
I
have
mean,
to
it is like
respect.
this. It is like this. I have got a house, you have got a house, we are neighbors.
Hmm.
If I say I will throw all my things into your house, there is my is my pleasure.
Yes.
Then you throw into my house, you again to other house. Then there is no society.
It's no society. You're right.
Broadly, it is slowly boiling down to that kind of anarchy.
It's coming. They're not realizing that. They're
Yeah,
see
yeah.
they're in youth. They in youth. What happens when you're in between 20 and 30? You will not listen to anybody.
Correct.
You will have all. You'll think you are the king of the world.
Yeah.
Again, if I talk king, why not queen? Okay, you are
Yeah.
talking queen of the world.
Or somebody may say we are not neither.
Neither. Okay, whatever you are.
Whatever you are. Yeah. True,
That's
true.
right, sir.
Okay. Anyway, I mean, some doubts I
Yeah,
had.
yeah,
You
you
had given
brought
some
very nice
clarification.
discussion. Actually,
Yeah, yeah,
your
yeah.
views and things are good, and these are my views, sir. I'm not going to, impose on people like this, but this is what is. You get educated. You get educated in the brain. Think rightly. What is you, and when you present yourself to the world, what you are is very important. Correct? Yeah,
Yeah, it is true. Yeah.
yeah. I appreciate you coming and discussing, sir.
It's
Thank
a
you very
pleasure.
much.
It's a pleasure.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you a lot. Have a good day.